example, this one is a personal file of somebody. I don't know if he's still working or he has retired, but this file is wet and rotten. So sometimes records are dumped somewhere while upstairs the rights of somebody is denied.
It is now almost 1.5 years since my father got his last pension. But then it stopped coming, and he came here to ask why. He is very old now, and he lives far away in Mngt. He is too old to travel here anymore. So he asked me to come here to pursue the issue. I have been here for 6 months now, and the file still cannot be found.
I was sick, and I had a problem with my back. I couldn't continue working, and I opted to retire on medical grounds. After being retrenched, I was paid 500,000 as my terminal benefits. So I came here to ask whether what I got is all, or whether I am entitled to more.
Something which could be done about this problem is that the records could be put into a computer. Then it would be very easy to trace the record of an employee. But if they are kept as you see around here, if they are just dropped somewhere and someone has to come to find them, then it is very difficult. I have been waiting here for half a year, and the file still has not been found.
The benefits of computerization, the payments are going to be faster, and our work is going to be efficient and effective.
The advantage of the computer is in terms of aggregating, analyzing, and sharing information with a lot of people at the same time.
We can track down the personnel on a broad basis in regions and districts and all agencies, ministries, and we know numbers of each employer in the government service.
I can see the immense advantages of electronics. Treasury is now able to monitor expenditure in all the ministries. It will be able to produce financial statements as and when required under the law. But then you have to look at the dangers of inherent in the new technology, information security.
From our experience from the Y2K, we had the places like banks whereby they had very sensitive information, which traditionally they used to store it on paper. But since they were moving into computers, when this problem was spelled out to them, they had to quickly revert to the old system whereby they were comfortable and put this information in perspective so that in case of any emergency, they could go back to their old ways.
The problem which we are going to face by computerization is the risk of not knowing for how long we are going to keep the computerized records.
The legal requirements have 6 to 10 years. It's also kind of degrades and environmental degradation. There's humidity, there is heat, there is dust.
The virus issues, which have been, which we are having problem with it, and we are not sure how far this thing can go and what systems are going to be affected by the virus.
The system which we're working on need to get the input, which is the data. And that data should be accurate as possible, so that good to the best of our knowledge.
Technology is something which can be used for good purposes, and also it can be misused.
We do have contractual issues that need to be kept as in the original form, for example, letters of employment.
The legal framework of the country does support paper-based systems, and as opposed to electronic systems.
We normally capture all the information which has been completed by the accounts department. We don't have the means of capturing the signatures. There's no way such information can be used by the auditors or the other legal authority to make sure that whatever has been entered was actually authorized.
In many offices, as I said before, record keeping, storage of the records, well, can be improved, to say the least. It can be improved.
The situation in the creating agencies, whereby actually the situation is very, very pathetic, which really requires some sort of rehabilitation, if we have to use the concept to rehabilitate the older system.
Over the last 4 decades since independence, we've been dealing with paper-based records. It's only in the last 4 or 5 years that tentatively we are going on to electronic records.
At the moment, we really don't have the capacity to manage electronic records, but we are actually laying down some strategies in order to cope with the government requirements.
We don't yet have those strategies, but we're on our way. We're acquiring a number of systems, electronic systems now, and IT.
While we are computerizing, we are also emphasizing that the records management through the manual system will also have to be kept up, because both manual records keeping and computerization will have to go together.
Before you move on the more, what I may call, less paper evidence, you need to manage the paper evidence thoroughly well, in a sense that then provides a basis on which you can move to electronic-based records.
How can we really make use of both media in the future? And at the same time, it's the question of capacity. Do we have really the capacity?
It is important that the few financial resources we do have get the maximum output. Financial records actually display what has been done with the funds given by Parliament. If you don't have proper records, you cannot establish better financial management, better financial accountability, and good governance.
Ministries are complaining of space being taken over by files and a lot of other records. Used to work on files literally.
If we need records for evidence, records for reference, records for historical purpose, how can this type of file serve that purpose?
Today it is very neat. Today there is more space in those offices. Things are so different now.
I would like also to see records forming a base of emancipating the public, in a sense applying the word that information is power. I have a dream, like a vision, about the future of records improvement, records and information improvements in Tanzania.